Hello everyone, welcome to another video blog by meteorologist Shane Smith. It is Saturday, December 11th, 2010, just after 1:30 p.m., and we are tracking the winter storm as it enters Kentucky and West Virginia. Let's go ahead and get right to it. There is the latest radar and satellite courtesy of Google Earth. You can see rain entering western Kentucky and a very tightly wound up low pressure system over the upper Midwest. And that rain and cold air is when it comes slamming into Kentucky and West Virginia over the next 24 hours. Right now, locally, the only winter storm watch is up from Pike down to Bell County in Kentucky and most of southern West Virginia, with the exception of Monroe County. I suspect more winter storm watches will go up, if not upgraded to warnings and winter weather advisories for most of the area by this evening. Current temperatures, courtesy of the Kentucky Mesonet in Kentucky, generally in the 40s in western Kentucky, right around the 50-degree mark. Elsewhere in the state, but still a bit of dry air in the area, and that's actually going to help to cool things off a little bit when that precipitation begins to move in. The rain will move in, evaporate as it's falling towards the ground. That'll help cool the atmosphere a bit, and that should help to lower the temperatures a bit before the real punch of cold air gets here. That is currently just now moving into the northwestern corner of Missouri. Should be into western Kentucky by about midnight tonight. Let's go ahead and map everything out with the NAM model and give you a timeline of events. So we're at the 12Z run of the NAM. That was from this morning, looking at 1 o'clock, so about 40 minutes ago. And comparing that with the radar and satellite real quick, you can notice those line up pretty well where the precipitation shield is, where the low is centered. So NAM doing a good job handling this storm. Fast forwarding to 7 o'clock tonight, rain pretty much right along the I-65 corridor, just a bit to the east. Still no snow in Kentucky at this point. 1 a.m. Sunday morning, according to the NAM. Seeing rain overspread across the entire state. Should begin transitioning to snow along the I-65 corridor. The transition to snow should happen in eastern Kentucky between about 5 and 10 a.m. And West Virginia, the transition to snow should happen between, we're going to say, about 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. across the area. And that's, of course, going west to east. So the farther west you are, the earlier you're going to see that transition. Sunday evening, according to the NAM, that dry slot, once again, that little area where there's going to be a break in the precipitation right in there, moves in. So we are going to see a bit of a break in the action in eastern Kentucky during the evening hours on Sunday. That'll move into West Virginia in the late evening, overnight hours before midnight. And then by 7 a.m. again Monday morning, everyone dealing with snow. A lot of blowing snow. Wind gusts are going to be up between 30 and 40 miles per hour. Wind chills down below zero. Visibility is going to be very low. This is going to be a very nasty traveling situation. I would not advise travel Monday morning if you're in eastern Kentucky or southern West Virginia, as we are likely to have a good bit of ice down from the rain, and then it flash freezes, and then the snow on top of it. Snow blowing around. So even though the trucks are going to be out plowing, you're going to see a lot of snow get blown back onto the highways after they move through. So the road crew's got a steep battle ahead of them coming up Sunday and Monday. Moving on to 7 p.m. Monday night on the NAM. Snow lingers east of Interstate 75 through all of southern West Virginia. And by Tuesday, snow should begin to wrap up in Kentucky, and I think it'll linger for most of the day Tuesday in southern West Virginia before ending late Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning. Here's a look at snowfall totals according to the NAM model. You can see a general 2 to 4 inches from Louisville down to Bowling Green over to Lexington, a little bit more right along the Kentucky-Virginia border. West Virginia, we are talking 6 inches plus, more than a foot up in the highest elevations of Greenbrier, Pocahontas, Nicholas, Randolph, Webster counties. GFS showing even higher totals across the area. Here's my final call map. Back towards Bowling Green, Kentucky, we're going to go less than 2 inches. I think Louisville, you're looking at about 2 to 4. Same for Lexington. Richmond, London, Moorhead, we're going to call 3 to 6 inches. Same up towards Huntington, West Virginia. Along the Kentucky-Virginia border, 4 to 8 inches. I suspect Harlan might get a little bit more. Pikeville might get a little bit more. Just especially up on those mountains in the border counties there between Kentucky and Virginia. Up in southern West Virginia, we are looking at a widespread 4 to 8, if not even more than that. That's why I put the locally higher on that. We are going to see 6 to 12 inches in most of Raleigh, Summers, Mercer, Fayette, Nicholas, Pocahontas counties. The highest elevations of Greenbrier County are looking at another foot to 2 feet. Same for up near Snowshoe in Pocahontas County. Marlinton probably get another foot and a half. That'll stretch all the way up towards Elkins, up in the northern part of the state. So overall, widespread snow event coming. A lot of blowing snow, a lot of dangerous wind chills. This is just going to be a nasty, nasty situation, especially in far eastern Kentucky and most southern West Virginia. Going ahead and looking towards later in the week, Wednesday, 7 o'clock on the GFS model. Notice another round of precipitation moving in, but this one may come as an ice storm in portions of Kentucky with snow in southern West Virginia. This is one we're going to have to keep a close eye on after this first storm moves through, because if we get an ice storm in here, we all know how that can mess things up. Remember the ice storm a couple of years ago back in central Kentucky really did a lot of damage, so we'll keep an eye on this, talk about it more once we get through this first storm, but wanted to go ahead and put that out there. Once again, here's another final look at the snowfall totals map, and that's my final call. I don't think I'll have to adjust that map anymore, and we're going to have to see how it plays out. This has been meteorologist Shane Smith with another video blog.